afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm Mr. Andy, and I am the Youth Services Librarian at St. Johns County Public Library here in St. Augustine, Florida. And it's time for MAIN-iac Science Lab's Morning Science in Progress. Well, we're going to have some fun today, and we're going to switch things up a little bit. Typically, in my program, I like to start with a lesson and end with an experiment. Well, today we're going to flip it around a little bit. We're going to do the experiment first and then have our little lesson at the end. Now, there's a reason for this, because today I'd like to explore a very important scientific concept known as the hypothesis. Do you know what a hypothesis is? Well, I just happened to copy down the Oxford English Dictionary definition of a hypothesis, so I can share it with you. The hypothesis is a noun, and it is a supposition or proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidence as a starting point for further investigation. In other words, it's an educated guess. So, I just realized I forgot some of my supplies. I'll be right back. While I'm gone, you can admire my, what looks like a fancy dining outfit, but is actually a bunch of plates with really dirty pennies on them. So while I go get my supplies, I wanted to remind you what supplies you're going to need if you want to do this along with me. You're going to need pennies. The dirtier, the better. You're going to need some tape. Painter's tape works best, but you could use Scotch tape or masking tape or even duct tape. It doesn't matter. But painter's tape is easiest to work with. You'll need a marker. You'll maybe need some gloves, depending on which condiments you choose. You'll need a variety of condiments: ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, hot sauce, whatever you want to use. Just raid the fridge, but make sure you get permission first before you start pulling out condiments. I'm using plates for each of my pennies. So as I clean them with the condiment, I'm going to set them on a plate so as not to make a big mess of things. I also have my handy dandy paper towels for wiping off my fingers once they get really messy with the condiments. If you have gloves, that might not be a bad idea, depending on which condiments you use. Hot sauce, it's hot. So if you touch your finger, you lick it, or touch your eye because it itches, not so good when you have hot sauce on it. So definitely have some way to clean yourself. Now I'm going to take 5 seconds and run and get my condiments. I'll be right back. I have successfully raided the refrigerator. Have you? So here are my condiments. Put one out on each plate, because we're doing this very scientifically. Lots of different things. So I have chosen from my refrigerator to test. What we're doing is we're cleaning pennies. Which condiments are going to work best? I have chosen chocolate sauce, ketchup, mustard, standard yellow, hot sauce, super tasty, ranch dressing, required for almost every meal in my house, except maybe breakfast, and everyone's favorite, mayonnaise. So I'm going to try to hypothesize which of these condiments will work best to clean my penny. So these pennies are kind of grubby, they're well tarnished, they are no longer shiny, and some of these condiments are going to clean them really well. The question is, why? Do you have any ideas? Let's see. Chocolate sauce. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. I hypothesize that this is going to do a lousy job of cleaning the penny, but it's going to be fun making a mess, because messy science is the most fun. Ketchup. Maybe. Could do a decent job. I don't know. out of the 6, I'd probably rank it 3rd, maybe 2nd, I don't know. Mustard. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no experience cleaning with mustard. I know it makes horrible stains, so it might not be so good for cleaning, but we'll find out. My guess is hot sauce is going to do the best job, only because it's spicy and acidic. So maybe the spiciness will clean things off? It's a slightly educated guess, not very educated. Really just a guess. Ranch dressing, I think, is going to be similar to the chocolate sauce, not so useful. But what about the mayonnaise? Mayonnaise, this particular mayonnaise is made with olive oil, and olive oil is used in soap, and soap is used for cleaning, so maybe the mayonnaise will do a good job cleaning too? I don't know, but let's find out. What we're going to do is go one item at a time, and we're going to take our penny and our plate. See, there's a penny, very dirty. I say we take a strip of tape, a decent one, maybe about 3 inches, give or take. And you're going to want to cover half your penny. So 1/2 is affected by the condiment, and the other half is kept as it was. That way you can have a comparison to see how good a job it did. All right, so get your tape, put it over half of your penny so that 1/2 is exposed and 1/2 is covered. And when you cover the tape, when you fold it over on the back, make sure you leave like a good wing. I guess that's a way to call it. So A, you have something to write the condiment on in case you forget. B, it's a little easier to hold on to while you're doing your cleaning. So this one is the chocolate syrup. So I'm going to put CS for chocolate syrup. And here's where the dirty part comes, the messy part. Grab that chocolate syrup, put a little on your penny. Ugh. Oh, I'm already making a mess. Chocolate syrup is very gooey. Ugh, gets everywhere. All right, so I've got it on my penny, and I'm just going to rub it on real good with my fingers. Rub, 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 rub. Now, it's been recommended when trying this that you let the solution of choice stay on the penny for about 2 minutes. So I think by the time I get all the way around to the last one, they'll have been at least 2 minutes sitting. So I've rubbed it on pretty good. Just imagine you're hand washing your dishes and you're trying to get that stuff off the dishes. Okay, now my fingers are grubby, so I need a napkin, because we've got to try our best to make as little bit of a mess as possible. At least keep it under control. Now while the penny's down there on the plate, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more hot sauce to it, chocolate sauce to it, so it can just soak. And we'll set that guy over there. Now, on to the ketchup. Now I know, with ketchup, you got to shake it up real good before you use it. Otherwise, you get nothing but that watery stuff at the top. Not so good for putting on your hot dog. Makes it soggy. All right, here's my tape. Lay it over the penny about halfway across. Fold it over. So you have a handle, and half of your penny is covered. I'm going to write my K on it before I get messy. And now for the fun part. Putting the ketchup on the penny. Squirt. Oh, that's a lot of ketchup. I always use too much. Do you have that same problem? Yeah, I definitely do. Okay. Now this is organic ketchup, so maybe it'll do an extra special job. We'll see. Gonna rub it in real good. Rub, 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 rub. Washing the penny with ketchup. It's hard to imagine that ketchup would do a good job cleaning anything, doesn't it? We'll just have to find out. Somebody told me this works, so I'm gonna find out. All right, ketchup's done. Fingers wiped clean. I'm going to need a new paper towel for the mustard. All right, on to the mustard. Oh, put that ketchup back. Mustard is the same thing. You got to shake it up real good because it starts to separate a little bit. Well, let's prep our penny. Piece of tape. Half of it covered. Fold it over. So how many of you out there have already made a huge mess of things? Yeah, this is a messy one, but it's fun. It's fun to play with food. So shake up the mustard. Ooh, this one's going to stain your fingers, so if you've got gloves, you might want to use it. Mustard stains badly. Maybe it'll stain our penny, make it look like it's clean. All right. Now for the mustard effect. Rub, 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 rub. Let's get both sides really good. Ugh, I can't imagine this would clean anything. That's just my hypothesis. It sure looks messy. It's even turning my tape yellow. It's probably going to turn my fingers yellow. What do you think? Ugh, what a mess. Now I'm going to put a little extra on just for good measure while it sits and soaks. Yuck. Get it in there good. All right, mustard, done. On to the hot sauce. This is the one that I personally hypothesize will do the best job. Probably because it's spicy, maybe. Maybe it's because I watched Mythbusters use it to cut through a jail cell once. That took a really long time though. We don't have that much time. Let's see how it goes. I've got mustard on my tablecloth. I'm going to get in so much trouble. Be careful not to make a mess. All right, hot sauce it is. Dun, dun, dun. Half your penny exposed, half your penny covered. And now for the hot sauce. I didn't mark the mustard, but it's pretty yellow. It's kind of easy to tell which one that is. We'll mark this one though, because it's red. Just like the ketchup. Let's put a little on. Try not to spill. Hot sauce. Alrighty then. And we're going to rub, rub, rub. Make sure you rub it real good. Scrub, scrub, scrub your penny with your hot sauce. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Get it on there real good. Remember, this is spicy stuff, so be careful where you put your fingers when you're done. Get a little bit of that extra hot sauce on there, and we'll let that one sit. Try not to get hot sauce on things. Now for the ranch dressing. Who thinks the ranch dressing is going to do a good job cleaning? We'll find out. Let's see. Wrap our penny. Now I think a few minutes have gone by, so these guys should be doing a good job soaking. Now for the ranch dressing. I got to admit, I kind of threw the ranch dressing in just because it's kind of gross. It's one of those things, you love it or you hate it. I personally like it. Keep it well stocked in my house. All right, let's get it on both sides of the penny, and now we get squishy ranch dressing in our fingers. Ew, ew, ew. Rub, 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 rub. Ugh, so gross. I like it on my food, not on my fingers. All right, we'll let that sit for a minute. It's hard to move things when you're so gross. All right, ranch dressing's done. And now for the last one, the olive oil mayonnaise. How good a job will this do cleaning a penny? Let's find out. Now this one I went and got a spoon for. I'm not sticking my hand in the mayonnaise jar. That's just gross. Not gonna do it. Can't pour it like the other condiments. So cover half your penny, wrap it over, wrap it over. A little dab will do it, doesn't take much. That's a lot. Well, it's science, let's go for it. All right. Who among you are brave enough to squish mayonnaise with your fingers? In the name of science, here we go. Oh, it's so gross. Ugh. But will it clean? Rub, 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 rub. Let's find out. Okay. Oh, this is gross. Did I say that already? I think I'll say it again. That's really gross. Okay, so now all of my pennies have now been scrubbed with a condiment. Now we get to find out which ones came the cleanest. This is going to take a few napkins, I think. So what I'm going to do is I want to get up and bring it closer to the camera so you can see. And then I guess we'll have to arrange them in order of effectiveness. Let's get a couple paper towels ready. I think I'm going to need a bunch of them because this is some messy, messy stuff. All right. So form your hypothesis. Out of the cleaners you used, which one is going to do the best job? Now remember, make sure your items stay soaking after you've scrubbed them for about 2 minutes so you can see the difference. But I'm going to come closer to the camera and show you as we go. So first we have where's that camera? There it is. Chocolate syrup. Super gross. Now I want to clean it off. Hi, there we are. I'm really tall. Did I mention that? I'm going to clean it off really good. Wipe it clean. And then we'll pull the tape off and see what we get. All right. Can you see where the penny got clean? It didn't get clean at all. Chocolate syrup, useless, no good. Okay. Now we know. We'll just forget about that one. Now let's move on to ketchup. Ew, it's such a gross mess. All right, I'm gonna, ooh, can you see that? Does it look a little shiny under that ketchup? All right, let's rub this off and see what we get. I'll kneel down some so you can see me. Here's my penny. I'm scrubbing it off with my rag. Whoa, this looks very interesting. Let's pull the tape off. Look at that. It's not perfectly clean, but boy, you can see one side, one half is much shinier than the other. That's pretty cool. Let's see, is the back the same way? Here's some shiny spots coming through. Definitely not perfect. Maybe it just needs more time. But the ketchup's looking pretty promising. So far, between ketchup and chocolate syrup, ketchup is winning. New napkin. Next penny. How do you think the mustard did? Let's find out. I'm gonna rub it a little bit more as I clean it off. Whoa. Whoa. That's intriguing. I haven't even taken the tape off yet. See that shiny penny under there? The mustard kind of worked. Look at that. Half the penny is like really shiny. It did better than the ketchup. Did not expect that. Back's not so good. I guess maybe I didn't scrub the back as good, but the top, oh, look how shiny that half is. So right now I'm ranking mustard number 1, ketchup number 2. Hot sauce looks very promising. Can you see the shine on there? This was a brown penny when I started. Let's clean it off and see what happens. Whoa. Holy cow. I think I was right. Look how shiny that is. Let's get the tape off so we can see the difference. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is beautiful. Hot sauce did a great job. Hot sauce goes to first place, easy. They're kind of ranking in order. Hot sauce, mustard, ketchup. I did not see that coming. Let's see if ranch dressing did anything. Clean, 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 get all that gunk off. Interesting. There's a little bit of shininess coming through, but just a little, probably on par with the ketchup. Yeah, you can see it came a little clean, but just a little. I think I'll rank that below the ketchup. Ranch dressing is down here. We're just going to forget about chocolate. That didn't do anything. But we knew that would happen. All right. Last one. Mr. Mayonnaise. What do you think? Ew, it's so gross. What? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Super shine coming out of that mayonnaise. I didn't know mayonnaise would clean things. I kind of thought it might. Was it the olive oil? I don't think so. I'll take the tape off so you can really see the difference. Look at that. Half the penny is super tarnished. Half the penny is really shiny. Not perfectly clean. Definitely promising. We could definitely do something with that. So, hot sauce, really good job. Mayonnaise, pretty good job. Ketchup? No, mustard, sorry. Pretty good job. Mayonnaise? I think the mayonnaise and the mustard are pretty close to each other. I'm calling mayonnaise. So, we got a surprise finish here. Super surprise finish here. So, our very brief, very at-home scientific experiment has shown hot sauce works the best for cleaning pennies. Well, why? Mayonnaise is the second best. But why? Hot sauce and mayonnaise are like nothing alike, right? Mustard did really good. I didn't think it would, but it did. Ketchup did really good too. Ranch dressing, not so much. Chocolate syrup, completely useless. So if you wanted to clean your pennies, and I can see why you would, because they get kind of gross. Definitely recommend the hot sauce. But again, why? This is where the science comes in. Now I have to fully disclose to you, I knew the answer before we started, because I did my research. But it's fun to hypothesize and then try it out for yourself. What happens when you put these condiments on your penny is a chemical reaction. It's not literally cleaning it just by wiping it clean. A chemical reaction is occurring. And the chemical reaction happens because of two key ingredients in most of these items. I don't think hot sauce has, chocolate sauce has either of these ingredients, but those ingredients that we're looking for are has vinegar and salt on it is going to clean a penny. The varying degrees and amounts of vinegar and amounts of salt are going to clean it even better. So why? What happens? I'll tell you. Vinegar and salt, when they are mixed together, the solution breaks down into sodium and chloride ions. It's true, sodium and chloride ions. The chloride ions combine with the copper in the penny to remove the copper oxide tarnish. Copper oxide is what happens when the copper connects with oxygen in the air and it starts to tarnish the penny, make it kind of gross. Vinegar and salt, when combined together, create chloride ions, and those chloride ions break the copper oxide away from the copper and helps make them clean. So apparently hot sauce has a good amount of vinegar and a good amount of salt. They don't really tell you how much vinegar is in this, but it's 110 milligrams of salt per tablespoon. Pretty good. There's definitely vinegar in there. Vinegar is the 1, 2, 3. Salt is the third ingredient. Vinegar is the fourth. High salt and vinegar content. Mayonnaise. Does mayonnaise have vinegar in it? It does. Apparently. Vinegar is the fourth ingredient in this particular jar of mayonnaise. And salt, it's a little bit further down the list, but it's showing 105 milligrams of salt per tablespoon. So it's not as much salt as the hot sauce, but a decent amount. Mustard. If you've ever tasted mustard, you know there's loads of vinegar in this. There's also loads of salt. In fact, vinegar is the second ingredient in mustard, salt is the fourth. Ketchup, also vinegar and salt, just not the proper solution to be as effective as the mayonnaise or the hot sauce. Ranch dressing has a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt, but not nearly as much as these four guys do. Chocolate syrup, believe it or not, it actually has salt in it, but no syrup, no vinegar. So I guess lacking the vinegar made it not work so well. So now you know. Salt and vinegar, when put together in a solution, create sodium and chloride ions, and the chloride ions connect with the copper oxide tarnish to remove the copper oxide from the copper of the penny. And that's how you can get super shiny pennies if you so choose to. And that's science, just so you know. I'm Mr. Andy, Youth Services Librarian at St. Johns County Public Library, the main library branch, the one downtown. And I hope you enjoyed yourself today. I hope you have fun making a mess and cleaning pennies. So next time you want your pennies nice and shiny, ask if you can borrow some hot sauce. It'll do the trick. All right, that's been MAIN-iac Science Labs for another week. We will see you again next week for more science. Have a great day, guys.